Good morning. Welcome you all in today's English lecture. Today we are going to learn very inspirational story from our textbook. Name of our story is Dick Whittington and his cat. Are you ready to listen our story? So let's begin. Dick Whittington and his cat, written by Richard Whittington. This rags to riches story is based on an English folktale. It tells us about the rise of Dick Whittington from a poverty-stricken childhood to the post of mayor to London. It is an inspiring story and has a strong message to convey. As I earlier told you, this story is known as folktale. So, first we will see what is meant by folktale. A folktale is an old story that's been told again and again, often for generations. A story originating in a popular culture. They are closely related to many storytelling traditions, including fables, myths, and fairy tales. This rich Whittington, City of London, was an English merchant and a politician of the late medieval period. He is also the real-life inspiration for the English folk tale Dick Whittington and his cat. This is story of one orphanage boy whose name is Dick. How homeless child became successful mayor that we are going to learn through this story in our life how determination, positive outlook towards life and goal are very important to become success. So let's start with our story. See the first paragraph. There was once a poor boy called Dick Whittington who lived in a small village in the south of England. He had no proper home, for both his parents had died and he was unkindly treated by many of the villagers. One day, Dick overheard someone say that the streets of London were paved with gold, and he decided that he would go there at once and pick his fortune up in gold pieces from the street. For he thought people might be treat him more kindly if he were rich. Means in the first paragraph, here writer is telling that Dick Whittington was very poor. You can say he's an orphanage boy and he's from a small village in south of England. He doesn't have the parents and that's why he was treated unkindly by his neighbors. Means here it is given the villagers. So one day when this Dick overheard someone say that the street of London were paved with gold. You can see here in the picture is hearing. So he make a decision to go to London only to make his fortune because he heard that the once he pick his fortune up in the gold pieces and that's why he decided to take the challenge. So Dick, the young boy, take up the challenge thinking if he were rich, people would treat him well. Because earlier we learned that the people of his area were not treating him well. So he thought that if I will become rich, people will treat me well. So he decided to went London. Now see the second paragraph. So young Dick set out to walk to London. He had not gone far when a man in a cart stopped and asked him if he was running away from home. I have no home, Dick answered. I am on my way to London to find my fortune. So frustrated Dick decided to make his fortune, and for that he went towards the London. And while moving towards the London, one cartman struck him and asking him, "Where are you going? Are you running from your house?" So he informed that, "I didn't have any house. I am on my way to make my fortune." So that cartman told, "Don't worry, I am also going there only. So we can go there together." So they started their journey. Innocent Dick believed that the streets of London were paved with gold when he overheard by someone, and this belief made him go to London. And finally, they reached to London, and after reaching, lots of hardship faced by Dick that we are going to learn here. You see, they arrived in London just before nightfall, and the carter left Dick and made his way to an inn. Poor Dick stood alone and looked around him in dismay. Where was all that fine gold? All he could see were dirty streets and lots of unfriendly people. He had nowhere to sleep, and in the end he spent the night in the corner of an alley where he hoped he would come to no harm. As earlier, Dick was very happy, but when he reached to London, he became very disappointed because during his journey he got company. But that carter means here the one who transport good by cart. He left him there only and he went from there. And now Dick started to find gold on the street of London. But what he saw? He saw unfriendly people, dirty street. And after that he became very tired and he got one place to sleep. And anyhow he spent night on the road only. You can see in the images where he slept. Now we'll see the miserable condition of Dick when he woke up in the morning. Naturally, students, we all know when we woke up in the morning, we became very hungry. Same way, Dick also very hungry. And when he begged for food, people again and again shouted at him and called him a lazy fellow and be off with you. And somewhere he got a blow on his head, and due to that he collapsed in the street. He was so weak that he could not get up and look for food. Students, what do you think it is right thing to shout or to angry on someone who is begging? Of course, it is not right. We should have sympathy when people beg for something, not get angry with them. They must be having a strong reason for begging. Yeah, it is right if they are lazy, do not work and then beg. It is wrong. Even then, we must not beat them or shout at them. At that time, uh, by the God's sake, that Dick fallen in front of the merchant Fritz Warren's house. And that time, Fritz Warren was returning home from inspecting his ship. And that time, the cook of his house was shouting to Dick. But Fritz Warren was very good person. He favored towards Dick and he asked very kindly, "If you need food, why are you not doing work?" Dick replied, "I want to do the work, but no one is giving." So Fritz Warren given instruction to his cook, first take him in the house, feed and then offer some work. In this way, Dick got house to live as well as food to eat also. Earlier we learned that Dick was homeless boy, but due to Fitzwarren's kind heart, he got a house. And due to Fitzwarren's action, we can understand he was a kind-hearted man. He did not abuse Dick or hit him as the others had done. He offered Dick a home and a living in return for helping the cook with all the pots and pans in the kitchen. In this way, now Dick started to live in the Fitzwarren's house very happily, but somehow he faced some difficulties. So, what kind of difficulties he faced in the Fitzwarren's house, that we will see. Here we'll see the problem which is faced by Dick and how he got solution. We'll see the first problem. The first was that the attic, means where Dick slept, was totally occupied by rat and mice. You can see in the image also. And because of that, he was unable to sleep. He was awake whole night. But he had some money with him due to his work. So he saved some money, and from that he purchased one cat for himself. And in no time at all, the cat ran after all the rats and mice, and that area was totally rid away from this. And due to that, now Dick was able to sleep peacefully. In this way, he solved the first problem. Earlier, we learned that with the help of cat, Dick solved the first problem. But the second difficulty, which was very hard to solve, because it was the nature of cook. Dick was very hard worker boy. Always he worked as hard as he can. But after doing hard work, Cook never appreciated him. But also he always shows his bad temper, shouted and screamed at Dick, scolding him, hitting him with a wooden spoon. So Dick became very frustrated. And we already learned that now Dick and Cat become very good friends. So he decided to go back, and he was talking with himself that I had enough there. Can't be anything in London. That's worth all this walking, and he decided to turn back. So he taken his cat with him, and he started to move away from Fitzwarren house. But actually, what do you think, students? That Dick did the right thing by running away from Miss Fitzwarren house because of the cook? Yes, no. It is not good thing that move away or run away from the difficulties. As we already learned that Mr. Fitzwarren was a good man and Dick was making a decent living. He should have tried to win the coup over and saw his difficulties. If he had run away, he may not have got another job and may have had to beg. Nothing is gained by running away from problems. In our life also, we always have to face the problems and we have to solve instead of running away from the problem. Now, Dick and his cat, they walked as far as Holloway. Holloway, it is a place of London. And while walking for the rest, Dick sat on a one stone, and at that moment the sounds of bells began to ring. They were the church's bell of the city of London. And when he heard that, Rings, it seems that you can't give up now. You go back again because you are the right person and you will become Mayor of London.